And Bill Willard, you and Bill Willard?
Yeah, the way they killed me was they asked who was the first guy to go to the NBA from high school. And I am the answer to that question. But Moses went to the ABA a year before me. Same year I came, Willoughby came with me, but he went to Atlanta. That was 1970.
So who did you seek advice from anybody?
My mother.
Yeah?
Yeah. My mother and my pastor at that time. But when you go around, you visit so many schools or whatever, you have to make up your mind whether you're going to school or whether you're going to go pro. And I had to offer to go pro.
That was uncharted.
That was it.
There was no blueprint.
Yeah, I was blessed. I got a chance to put 7 brothers and sisters through college. And by my mother and grandmother are home. And see guys make $15 million a day, and they say it ain't enough to live on. But I'm just a blessed guy. I had favor.
What do you average in high school? Rebounds
Well,
and points?
he asked Otis. When they told Otis I was going to go pro, he said, that's sorry joke.
I was just thinking of that.
Yeah.
Because when I was a senior back in Florida, you could play the high school teams. You could scrimmage them in the summertime. And Darryl was in the 10th grade, and we scrimmaged him, and he couldn't walk and chew bubble gum.
I was bad.
So when I went pro, and they were like, he going pro? Out of high school? He was terrible. He couldn't even catch the ball.
When in 11th grade, I woke up. I averaged about 32, about 15 balls, but I hardly ever played the 4 quarters. Coach will let me play. He'll say, unless the game on the line, we can't play because we're showing off.
How about block shots?
4. That's easy to remember.
So you must have played against a lot of midgets.
Yeah, a lot of midgets and a lot of guys who couldn't jump. But I could jump. It wasn't my fault they didn't grow up. It was my fault, man. I enjoyed it.
So the same question, what made you choose Miami? Not a
I was
national
born and
town.
raised in New Jersey. You live in the Northeast.
That was, no.
And you get the hell as far away from it as possible.
Okay, with that.
No, actually, but the main reason was I hated my high school coach. I wanted to quit. My father and brother had to talk to me into not quitting because the guy was freaking nuts. And I just wanted to go someplace where I thought I had a chance to play because I was young. I was done with my senior year in high school. I had to turn 17. And so I wanted to go someplace where they played the kind of basketball that was fun to play. And Miami played basically pro basketball. So for me, it was like after 4 years of being in the minor leagues, getting ready for the NBA, we played man-to-man defense. We ran. And we played pro basketball, basically. I mean, my team, my senior year, without the three-point shot, we averaged 99 points a game. Yeah. So it turned out to be great. He was a former pro player, and he taught me, prepared me. You know, there's not many guys that come out of college that come in and have a major impact when they play. I mean, I made the first team All-Pro as a 21-year-old because basically for me it was easier than playing in college because I was prepared as to what to expect. And in college, every offense, every defense was geared to stop me. You know, triangles, 2, box ones. You know, and I still scored a lot of points. When I went to play in the NBA, I had one guy guarding me. I said, holy shit, this is unbelievable. You know, you got one guy you got to worry about. You know, and then the other thing is when you went in, you had to worry about Russell and Chamberlain and all those other guys about blocking your shot. But, you know, you learn how to do things. So
Who was your college coach?
Bruce Hale. He was one of the top 5 pro players at one time. Played back in. Well, they had crazy teams. They had teams in Sheboygan and other crazy places in the NBA. When he played in the NBA, he was a great player. So he really had me mentally prepared, learning how to do stuff, use my body, talking about physicality, how they're going to try to challenge you, intimidate you. You got to be able to stand up. And I was ready to play. You know, and I played on a team with a great point guard. I didn't get to handle the ball as much. I scored more after he left because I had Guy Rogers who dominated the ball, but I knew if I ran, that's why they called me the Miami Greyhound, because I knew I was in great shape and I just run knowing the guy would get me the ball because he wanted to get assists. So we had Nate Thurman rebounded and I just got out and ran and scored most of my points off of breaks and drives. And that's why I know the next year it said, you know, they're going to be watching for you. They don't think you can shoot the ball. So when I first started the second year, I mean, shit, nobody was hardly guarding me out there. I think I averaged over 40 a game and started the year because they were all backing off me and I really worked on my shooting. showed them I could shoot the ball. And then once they knew that and they came up on me, well then, then it was easy.
Did you pressure your sons into playing basketball growing up?
I always celebrate the family. I said, first teach your kids fundamentals, whatever they're interested in. Fundamentals of whatever you're doing in life are the foundation you build on. You can't build a skyscraper with a small foundation, so you got to learn the fundamentals. So I just expose your kids to as many things as possible. I try to discourage them from playing football because I always felt football was a violent sport. I never played. I didn't want my sons to play, but I didn't stop them. I mean, all of them, but my youngest one now, all at least 1 year of tackle football, and I let them learn for themselves that that's the sport they didn't want to play. It's a sacrifice. And then I just taught them as much as possible. And I was actually warned them about playing basketball. If you play, you're going to be compared to me all the time. It's going to be a tough thing to have to deal with. I always remember John saying, "Yeah, no matter, I'll be better than you here." And I said, he made more money than I made. He wasn't better than me, but he made a lot more money. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. To have 5 boys and have all 5 get Division I scholarships, 4 of them play professionally. You will see what the younger one's going to do. I mean, I was hoping one of them would be good enough to play. So I mean, it's pretty remarkable actually. You guys who have kids, it's so much fun watching your kids play. I had the luxury of watching my guy this year because I wouldn't spend the year in the summer in the winter in the Charleston area and watched him play ball. It's, you know how it is when you got a kid, it's so great to watch him. See him do that. My kid's male, he's good, smart as hell, great kid. I'm enjoying him a lot more because the other kids I was busy doing a lot of shit. This guy I get to spend a lot of time with him. Have just a great relationship with him. It's good.
Speaking about football, did they try to make you, Daryl, play football because you were a big guy?
My mother would not let me play football. She said if I played football, my attitude was too bad. And she said, they're going to take out your knees, you're never going to get a chance to play basketball. And my mother taught me how to play basketball. So when I leave the league in fouls, she was always proud. Because she said, hit them. You come through here, hit them hard, hit them open.
When Darryl retired, he had the record for fouls in a career. He was number 1. The most fouls in a career.
How many times you foul out?
And I still got paid if I fouled out 250,000 times. They still paid me every year all of my damn money. So
How many times you foul out?
you missed the whole point. I still got paid every time I fouled out.
I don't care
Hold on. I never counted how many never did. But I can go back now, Facebook, look it up, whatever, computer. I let you know they don't listen.
Daryl, how
The
did
great
you
thing
get
is I found out at 2 All-Star games.
No,
I swear to God.
I can foul out of Sunday school.
Well, back then they were.
Well, Rick, Daryl, when we played in New Jersey, if you didn't get him the ball immediately, he'd get pissed off and just start fouling. He'd go sit down. If you threw it in there 2 or 3 times and let him get a dunk or 2, oh, it's on. It is
Oh, he
on.
would love my shit. Hey,
You didn't see the first 2 minutes, it was
I was getting my second years early done.
great.
Daryl, how did you get the
Then they
name
keep
Johnson
sitting
Johnson?
And you know what?
I know how to work it.
It's a couple ways I got that name, but.
All right, what were the girls' names?
Stevie Wonder was one of the guys who called me Chocolate Thunder first.
Stevie Wonder?
He never saw me. But he kept a guy with him all the time and said, "This is the big chocolate brother keep putting down the Thunder Dunks." And he called me Chocolate Thunder. I was on the foul line one night. I was shooting free throws and this girl was looking right at me. You know, we had them little Daisy Duke shorts. And if you was any kind of man, you know, there's something you had to readjust every day. And I kept trying to get it right. The girl said, "Chocolate Thunder." I got that. And the next day I was like, I got to get bigger shorts. So they called me Chocolate Thunder and I just kept rolling with it. Hey, you had to readjust.
I got a question for George. You played for one of the great organizations that came out of the NBA, University of San Antonio. That scoring championship, do you think that was incredible? Did you tell us about
Oh, in my last, after I got my first scoring title, know, man, David Thompson obviously was 1 and 2, and I led the league in scoring all the way to the last game. And the last game of the season, last day of the season, David played in the afternoon. I was averaging about 27 something, and he was averaging 27 something. And David in Detroit scored 73 points. So I played that evening. So by David scoring 73 points, he moved a few percentage points ahead of me. So the press called me up and said, Ice, you need 59 in order to regain your title. So that night, you know, Doug Moe was my coach. You know, was one of my favorite coaches. And Doug Moe took us in the locker room and said, look, David scored 73. Because him and Larry Brown was real close. Larry
That's
Brown
right.
was the coach for Denver at the time. So, you know, Larry and Doug was always competitive anyway. So Doug told the guys, he said, look, guys, you know, I just need 59. We want to see can we let, you know, Gervin get his first scoring title. So the game started, all the guys agreed. And the game
At
started.
New York, right?
No, it was in New Orleans.
New Orleans. She didn't get that 60 that night.
No,
He gave us
at the Dome. So we played, you know, first 6 shots, you know, went in, I missed my first 6 shots, called timeout. And I said, man, come on, man, we ain't got to worry about this. You know, I was a little nervous. You know, you got to get 59. So that's why we called timeout. And then, you know, all the guys said, come on, Ace, come on, man. So, you know, they kind of gave me that little bit of encouragement that I needed. So then we went back in, and then I scored 20 that quarter. And then second quarter, I scored 33. So I needed 59. So I had 53 at half. So I ended up getting 59. And coach said, I mean, you got 59. So I said, wait a minute, let me get a few more points just in case they miscalculate. And I ended up getting my 63 points in 33 minutes, and that's how I got my first scoring title.
Wow. 33 minutes.
Yeah.
How many assists did you have?
I don't believe in that. You know, I ain't supposed to pass me the ball. They brought in guys to get me the ball. I ain't have to guard nobody. My job was to put the ball in the hole. And that's what they paid me for. You know, Stan Auerbach was our coach at one time, and I remember, you know, my man went around me and laid it up. And Stan ran on the floor, said, Johnny Moore, what the hell are you doing? And Johnny said, well, I'm guarding my man. He said, you're supposed to guard Ice Man too. You know, now I got the rep, but people talking about I can't play no defense. Now I led the league in block shots a couple years. So I'm just kind of defending myself for all you guys who got that misconception that I couldn't play no defense.
But we didn't times a year. And I knew you were going to get yours, but I was going to get mine. You wasn't getting around no screens.
He wasn't even trying.
No, he didn't want to get in foul trouble.
He can't just told you.
Hey, if I get 40 and you get 20, I think I play good D. I don't know what the hell they talking about.
Question for Daryl. How many backboards did you break in the game?
Accidentally, I broke 2. On purpose, 3. I knew I could break the backboard anyhow, but they said you can't do it. So the first time I did it, we played against Kansas City, in Kansas City. And played in the whole arena downtown, the Kempo Arena.
That wasn't Kemp.
Kempo, downtown. There was a backboard, went down there. I was playing with guys, Doc, World, Bill Collins, Bobby Jones, all these guys. So, you know, if you got the ball, you better shoot it. Because if you pass it, you wasn't getting it back. So when I got it in the hole, you know, you always trying to pass it around. And I didn't get it a few times. And like I would say, you get mad. So I came down the middle and Robert Zane was standing under the basket. and they waved Bobby through it and gave it to me. I got it back on the numbers. Boom! I was like, yeah, I like this. This good. But y'all had a guy on y'all team, what's his name? Big dude, 7 footer. Jumped over the bench. No. Jumped over the bench. Whoa! He crazy. I was walking over to the bench. He like I was a beast coming over there. Like, I was like, yeah.
When Darryl broke the first backboard in Kansas City, Philly was up on us by 20. So because it was an old gymnasium, they had to go outside and get a backboard. It was like an hour delay.
Oh.
They were up 20. When we came out of the locker room, we came back and beat them.
No.
10 days
Because they had
later,
lost the momentum.
10 days later, we get to Philly and we play against our Iceman in San Antonio. And the crowd is screaming, hey, come on, man, get one for the home crowd. Nah, man. I finally got that opportunity, went down, snatched it out the glass, boom, crowd went crazy. Next day, the commissioner called me in. After that night, I had a robe made with glass break on it. And I was asked the floor, yeah, you got a glass breaker, baby. And it was the commissioner, Lawrence O'Brien, say, glass breaker, you got a ball breaker. I want you in my office tomorrow morning. Pat Williams came to get me, went to New York. All the media's up there, we walk in. And it was a short meeting. Everybody thought it was a long time. They cut it out, it's dangerous, somebody's going to get hurt, and cut it out, $5,000 from now on. And we walking out of the meeting, and Pat Williams was the general manager. He turns around and said, hey, maybe we can sell it as Dolphins Diamonds and put it in little bubbles. And Lawrence O'Brien said, Pat! And Pat said, I'm a general manager. And we get back on the bus, not a car, nothing, just a regular working bus, and everybody work. Rode back to Cherry Hill and got off the bus and said, hey, you better cut it out. 20 days later, we get to practice. They taking up money. Come on, break it, man. We don't want to practice. So you run by and they put a hat on the table. You look in there like $50. Break it on $50. Get about $200 in there. That's a good night of drinking back then. So I broke it. Boom! Billy cut in and said, damn it, you did that on purpose. Everybody, out of the gym. Get out of here. Everybody was like, yeah, thanks, man. By the time I got to the hat, it was empty. I was like, what happened to the money was in the hat? And then Billy the next day said, hey, you better not break any more backboards. But when you're young, hard-headed, good-looking, pocket full of money, you break another one just to do it. Just to run the coach crazy. We did that. That's why I don't want to coach. I'm going to get a player like me who don't listen.
So did they ever make you pay for any of them?
No, they didn't. They took it and used it as a commercial. And then told me they would fire me, but I was lucky.
Ice, how'd you get the Iceman name?
Oh man, I got my Iceman name from ABA, Virginia Squad. Fatty Taylor and Julius was my teammates. And me being from Detroit, and bringing that Detroit style to the country. Virginia, I used to wear the big hats. I always have a suit on, and gaiters. I don't know if any of y'all know that kind of stuff, and had the big overcoat, fur coat. And then when I got into Virginia, I bought Eldorado Cadillac.
Oh boy.
So, their brothers started saying Iceberg Slim. So that's how they started calling me Ice. And then, Fatty just called me Iceberg Slim all the time. And I said, Fatty, if y'all know Iceberg Slim was pimp.
Player.
I wasn't no pimp. And then Fatty said, that's how they started calling me Ice. That's how I got my nickname. I had my own style. Still dressed that way, still got my big hat. Still got my gaiters I wear tonight. And I still wear black suits. I wear that tonight. So, when y'all see me, y'all can say Iceberg.
There's a guy hiding in the back
Dave.
Did they expect you to win a championship in Boston every year, unlike some of these other teams?
I think everybody wants to win, but I don't think anybody expects it every year. A lot of guys they don't even get to play in the championship series, much less win one. So I feel pretty lucky when it comes along.
How did you prepare for those, being 6'8", 5 man, how did you prepare for those guys like Artis and Kareem, all those big, and Darryl, those big guys in the court? I mean, you usually outwork most of them, including Darryl.
You know how it is.
No, I didn't catch him.
You didn't catch him? Okay.
I didn't catch him until the end. When I was just coming in, he was playing center, running too fast up and down the floor for me. So I wasn't going to chase him up and down there. He could shoot from the foul line, and
He's still
I complained. I said, man, he played dirty. And he told me, hey, play dirty, you go back to high school. So a couple plays later, I got him back. And he said after the game, you're going to be fine. Stick around here. So after he said that, I said, I'm in here. I'm in here. But he just hard to God. He kept moving.
Yeah.
Big guys stand still like that. So.
You know how fighters are. There's some guys that fight inside, and some guys fight on the outside. You just got to know who your opponent is each night. Some guys you take down low, and some guys you stay on the perimeter. You hit and get. There were some scary dudes in the NBA. Scary, strong, nasty people, and they just like to hurt you. Especially this little white boy running around. Slow his ass down a little bit. And, so I had to know which guys like a boy a little bit. You just pick your spots, but mostly you try to just do your job. One possession at a time. Do what you're supposed to do on one end. Take advantage, be opportunistic on the other. So make the contribution. But I might have had the record for fouling out before you got it. I fouled out at 16 my first year.
Dave, I had a question for you. Alex said he had played against Lon Shelton. Who was the guy?
I didn't like him either.
Who was like? Apparently he wasn't a lot of fun. But who was your